Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this HP laptop model 15-BS113DX. Alright, so we're going to be using a JIS1 screwdriver. First thing we're going to do is remove the battery. So the way you remove the battery is you slide these two tabs towards the middle. This one was already slid over, but normally it's in the lock position here. But anyways, slide these two to the middle, and you get the battery out here. This looks like an aftermarket battery, so I don't see the actual battery model number here. But yeah. Alright, so you'll probably have to go based on this battery model to find yours, but usually there's some battery model number information here or an HP spare part number, so if you need that, it should be there. Alright, next thing we're going to do is remove the little rubber feet because they are hiding screws. One of the rubber feet's already missing. Usually what I do is I just use my fingernails to kind of get in there. Cut my thumbnail on my right hand a little short, so we're going to have to use my left hand, and there we go. We can peel that up, and you can see it's kind of goopy. So let's see, this piece, the adhesive kind of stayed stuck here. We're going to try and peel that up and stick it back. Oh, I guess we can't. Alright. Anyways, so there's the adhesive. Okay, and you can see there's a screw under there. We're going to undo this screw. You want to keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. So let's see, there's one screw there. There's one screw in the middle here. Okay, get that screw out. Alright, there's another one hidden under here, I'm sure. So we're going to peel this rubber foot up as well. Okay. And now that we got that peeled up, we can get that screw out. Okay, on this one you can see the adhesive came with it. Alright, then we got one screw in the middle here. I'm going to run out of desk space if I'm just putting the screws like this. Hold on, let me fix it up a little. Get the battery out of the way. Okay. If you're removing the optical disc drive or CD drive, DVD drive, you only need to remove the screw. Then I just go like this with my fingernail as I kind of go up and down to pull on it. I'm pretty sure is that holding the optical disc drive? Yep, it is. Okay, and there we go. So we got the drive out. And this looks to be like the thinner model. I'm not sure the exact measurement. You can measure this in millimeters, but I believe there's like a 9 point something millimeter and a 12 something millimeter thickness one. So you can actually replace this with a hard drive adapter, and there is the connector. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and continue removing all the screws. So there's one on here. Okay. One over here. And then underneath these rubber feet, you can see there's one here, and I'm pretty sure, oh, looks like this one's broken. But I'm pretty sure there's another one under here as well. Alright. And one over here in the front. So this one, the screw mount is actually broken. So I don't think we're going to be able to remove that. As you can see, it's just the plastic's just breaking trying to spin that. Alright, anyways, normally you would be able to get that out, but since we can't, we're just going to continue. So what you do now, I get my fingernails between the crack here of the the palm rest assembly and then the bottom cover, and I'll push on the back with my thumbs here just like this and pull up with my fingernails here. So this case is all like cracking and brittle and falling apart. Like this is supposed to be attached here, but as you can see, this is broken too. We're gonna have to be very careful trying to separate the two layers here. Let's see, how can we do that? So we'll get under here, and it helps to pull this part of the plastic out that direction because of the way the clips are holding this in. So we're gonna try and pull this plastic back there while we kind of pull it up and see if we can pop this out. I don't know, it's kind of stuck. There we go. Okay, and there we go. Try and keep it all intact. You can see this is separate, it broke. Alright, I mean, it's been broken. I saw it broken when I was even trying to open this. It looks like there's a clip there and it looks like it's cracked here as well. So let's go ahead and go around the side here and pull that up instead of trying to pry it. Oops, we missed one screw here. There's another screw right there. So there's 4 screws towards the back. All right. Let's see, now that we've got the front and the sides kind of lifted, let's see if we can kind of wiggle this to get the rest. Nope, looks like it's stuck back here. So I'm gonna push on the hinge there and pull up. There we go. Let's try and do the same thing on this side. Get to where the hinge is. And I'm pulling up with my fingers there and pulling up like this. Okay. And it feels like there's some clips back here that are stuck. So we're gonna kind of just wiggle that and it actually came out. All right, so here we go. That's what that looks like. All right, and in here you can see this thing. It's just completely snapped off and just wobbling all over the place. We can't really do anything about it because the screw underneath is broken. So we're gonna have to just leave that as is. And yeah, all right, the customer wanted me to replace the hard drive because this hard drive is broken. So there's this little metal bracket that's holding it, 1 screw. Then we can go ahead and lift this up slightly, and then we can grab the sides of it and we can wiggle and pull this out just like that. There's 2 screws holding this bracket onto the drive, so we're going to remove that and we're going to transfer it over to the new SSD. Okay, there we go. All right, we'll set the drive aside, and that's a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive. We're going to put a 2.5-inch SATA SSD now. So we'll just get this bracket, line it back up to the new drive. Get that in here. Okay. I'm going to loosely fit the screw first, and then we're going to go to the other side, and we're going to get this in as well. I know it's zoomed out really far, but it is what it is for now. I'll zoom in a bit. All right. So let's get this all tightened in. All right, so this is the SATA SSD. Here you can see the USB board here with the LEDs, and I believe that's the SD card slot. Has a cable that connects to the motherboard here. These have flip latches. Let me actually zoom in a little bit and see if I can show you. So this has these flip latches that once you flip it up, you can pull the cables out, but I'm going to leave it in there. All right, you got the cable here for the SATA connection for the hard drive. All right, touchpad is here. It has 1 cable going into the touchpad that goes to the button here, and then that goes to the motherboard here. All right, keyboard connectors here with the flip latch. Optical disc drive or CD drive, DVD drive, whatever you want to call it, has this cable here with this separate board. CPU is soldered to the motherboard. If you remove this heatsink, you do need to redo the thermal paste. All right, you got the LCD LVDS connector here. This has a peel up, and then you can kind of pull that connector out, but it is tough to get that out. Usually I have to like wiggle the connector to pull it out. Wireless card only has 1 antenna. To remove the antenna, you go from the tail and pull straight up. Don't try and pry from like these areas. DC jack charge port connector is here, and it goes to this underneath the hinge. If you need to remove that, you probably have to undo all this cabling and stuff. I'm not going to mess around with that. You got this one little cable here. I believe that's for the power button. And you got the BIOS, CMOS, RTC real-time clock battery here, and the speaker connection here. For the speaker connection, you grab the wings of this and pull it out. For this, so it's spring-loaded. You'd have to push the battery in this way, and then you can lift it up from this side. You can see the plastic is kind of extending over to hold it in place. All right, so this speaker connects to the other speaker on this side. All right, and that's how both speakers are powered. And I think that's about it. I'm gonna clean this dust up. I'm gonna just use a toothbrush, brush it off, and then use an electric air blower outside to clean it up. Same thing with over here, because that's pretty gross. All right, so let me clean that up, and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. All right, I'm back. So we got this all cleaned up. You can see it's a lot cleaner inside there. And the fan as well is a lot cleaner. This stuff is like so old, the foam is kind of just coming out. But it is what it is. All right, anyways, let's get the hard drive, or in this case, the SSD, back into place. So I'll move the hard drive out of the way, and we'll get this in here. So it goes in like that at an angle. All right, we're gonna push on both sides and kind of wiggle it in. All right, and there we go. Now we just gotta get the screw back in to hold it in place. and then we're just going to get the bottom cover and everything back together. All right, so very simple, straightforward. There's the computer. Get this back on top. Okay, I'm going to click in the back here first. Whoa, what is that? All right, anyways, we're going to click that in. All right, click this all down. Good. Click everything back down into place. All right, work your way around the edges here. There we go. And now we just got to get all the screws back in. To install Windows on here, you need a bootable Windows installer, USB, or you need to clone your hard drive to the SSD beforehand works best. But yeah, I have a video how to do that if you need to see how to do that. Anyways, we're just going to get all these screws back in, and then we're going to boot from a Windows 10 USB installer by pressing F9 on boot, and then we will continue from there. But that's pretty much all there is to it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, if you can't really contribute that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos, because that's what the algorithm likes to see, and if you can like and comment on them as well, if I didn't already say that. But yeah, other than that, let's get these last few screws back in, and we should be good to go. Alright, so let's get all these. Alright, and last two screws. We got this one down here. And the last one under this rubber piece. Go. And now we just got to get the battery back in. So very simple, straightforward. Just slide it back in like this. Alright, lock this back and you should be good to go. Let's go ahead and see if we can boot the USB here. Oh, make sure these clips go back in. Sometimes they don't. Alright, and let me get the USB and see if we can boot it. Windows 10 USB, plug that in, power this on. I might need to plug it in. Oh, no. All right, we're going to press F9 to choose the boot device, and here we have the boot. We'll press enter to boot there, and yeah, it's working. So that's pretty much all there is to it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.